All right, everyone, we are back, and with us, I have our final guest, Papa Juggernaut. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Let me move you a little bit. There we go. That's good. Right there. Okay, how you doing?
I'm in bong smoke. This is nice.
Yeah, right. This is the gamer girl bathwater.
Yeah.
Vincey
This is the
drink.
it's the natural steam. I get
Yeah,
it.
Vincey's drinking it. This is
Yeah.
how he sustains his life here. Dat hair dough. Um,
All
so
right.
so how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am wonderful. So can you introduce yourself?
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. You didn't want the one word answer? My apologies. So for anybody who doesn't know me, I am Papa Juggernaut. I am a part-time content creator. Currently, and most of the time, I stream two games and two games only. I stream currently Star Citizen and Starfield. But I create content on multiple platforms. So I also host a YouTube podcast every Friday night. I create IRL streams for my Discord and Twitch subs. And I do gaming content 3 nights a week live on Twitch.
Nice.
Lots of stuff.
Yeah, that's quite a list.
Yeah.
Um, so how long have you been streaming?
Too long. I'm sorry. How long have I been streaming? I am coming up on 2 years. That doesn't sound right. No, 3 years. I'm 2.5 years. Two and a half
Oh, I
years.
see. I see.
Yep.
They all kind
And
of blur together, don't they?
Honestly, yeah. I'm sitting here going, wait, what anniversary did I just celebrate? That's right. That was the 2 year. So this is 2.5. So I can do
CPTO and
math. Good
Havoc
job for
followed
me.
Lady Miss Mart into the Garden of Shadows.
so what inspired you to pursue streaming?
It sort of became a family project. So originally, my son was interested in becoming a streamer because, like Ninja and Dream and all of them. And I said, well, son, it's not an easy thing. It's a very complicated environment. And I know there's a lot of risks, especially because you're a minor. So I want to take a look at this and I want to investigate. So I did my parental job and I looked into everything. And I said, this is an interesting way for dad to spend some time and we could do this together and it'd be a lot of fun. And then he didn't do much of it and I did.
So
Not
kind of the more modern equivalent of I want a pet, and then you end up taking care of it.
Yeah, it was dad, I want a horse. And I was like, okay, so does dad. Yep. So yeah.
Oh, that's
But
great.
he still does it. He got to Twitch affiliate. He
Nice.
makes really fun content that he and his friends enjoy, and I took it to a professional level, and he's still working on that. In fact, our whole family just came back from TwitchCon this year. It was our second year there, and when coming back, like he was really re-inspired to spend more time and more energy on streaming and content creation, and he's been doing that. So it's pretty cool to watch. I love watching my son do things that he's passionate about.
Aw, that's great.
Yeah.
So, what are some common misconceptions about streaming?
How long's your show?
Well, you're the
Like-
final guest, so you could go for as long as you want.
Yeah. Let's see. It's Sunday now. So I think the biggest misconception is the easy pay.
Yeah.
But the strangest thing is that it's also somewhat right in that the barrier to entry to become a streamer or almost any content creator is really, really low. Like
Yeah.
I make the comparison all the time for content creators. It's like you are literally one of like 500 million, but yet you want to be Michael Jordan. So like I can make the sports analogies and it's like in order to be that level, if you want to be ninja, basically the Michael Jordan of content creation,
Yeah.
it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of creativity. It takes a lot of energy. And in some cases it takes a lot of money. But to actually push go live, that's ridiculously easy. And now you are technically a streamer.
That's true.
So it kind of it goes on to that level of the misconception is I can make easy money doing this. The accurate part is I can easily do this.
Yeah.
And I think that people don't understand the distinction because they think, well, I'll just get sponsored by Rogue Energy and I'll stream games and people love watching gamers. So I'll just do that and that's enough. And it's really, really not. So that's probably the biggest one. I don't know. Is there a misconception that you've faced that's sort of been your top of the list?
That's pretty much the answer. Like, that streaming is easy.
Yeah.
That was a really good clarification
Yes.
because we've gotten a lot of like streaming. People think streaming is easy. It's not. And you just clarified that it's not easy to do well.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. I think a lot of people have the misconception that because they might be entertaining to their friends or they might be entertaining at a lunch, that all of a sudden they're entertaining for an audience.
Yeah.
And I think that those are two very different things in terms of what the audience, whether it be your 3 closest friends or 20 people in a chat, the expectations from those audiences are very, very different.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't grasp that.
I got a great example of that too, because I've known to be witty every now and then, and my family pushed me to go to like open mic night comedy stuff.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to realize that I am funny reactionally. Like I am not stand up and tell jokes funny, but I can be funny in the moment. And that lends itself not to comedy, but to like streaming or improv or other stuff. And there's so many different ways that people can be entertaining.
Yes.
Yeah. But that's a great example. It's sort of that difference, between like a Jimmy Fallon who may not have much to react to, except the guest maybe. But in content creation, if you're a streamer, you need to find something to react to. You have to invent it.
Yeah.
You may have one person in chat and they may not have the brightest personality. You may have, you may be playing a game where there is 10 minutes of not much happening. You're grinding something, whatever you're doing. And it's like, okay, how are you going to fill that void?
Which
leads to the
trope, which leads to the trope of the person like having like a single tiny thing like fall down and then they go, oh my god.
Yeah. It's that thing where you have to make breathing oxygen entertaining.
Right.
And it's the thing everybody does, but you better be better at it.
Right.
So you got to walk through those steps a little bit. You've got to find the thing that is going to be unique to you, because that's something that I advise a lot of new content creators on. Is somebody will come to me and say, I really look up to insert big 7-figure streamer here, whatever. I look up to this person, so I would love to be that. And I'm like, I really recommend that you try to be the bigger you instead of the next them.
Yes.
Because there's already a Ninja, there's already an XQC, there's already an Amaranth, if you try to be the next them, you won't be. You will be the second-rate them.
For the VTubers, Nanners, Iron Mouse, they already exist.
I always have to say to people, don't compare yourself to others, compare yourself to who you were yesterday and who you want to be tomorrow.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's really good, Vincey.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the problem, is a lot of people think they want to be, the person they look up to. They're like, that's who I want to be tomorrow. It's like, no, it's really not. Mm-hmm. And I mean, if it is, you're not going to be, because they filled that role.
Yeah, they're already there.
Yeah,
exactly.
they're them. So you're not going to be the next them. You got to be the next you. So what is that what is your tomorrow, not their yesterday? That's the difference.
Okay, so yeah. How do you define success as a streamer? That's not what I just asked, right?
No, it's not. No.
Okay,
you're on the next
God.
question. Good job. Yeah. We're moving through Excel spreadsheet lines. I see this now. In terms of success as a streamer, I think that for me, it's a couple of different things. And we work on this in Rise Above, is defining goals. For me, there's a lot of, what does an audience look like? Because I would, and this is true for all of us, but we would be nowhere without the audience that appreciates what we create, finds welcome in our community, et cetera, et cetera. So for me, one of those big, successes is what does that audience look like? And I would love to see the audience that I have continue to grow, which is they are a very welcoming audience. They are a very generous audience in terms of helping each other. I want that audience that is willing to do things for other people. And I want to create an environment where they are welcome to do that. So I actually had a really nice moment. I want to say it was about 9 months ago, maybe. I'm losing track of time because I didn't know how long I've been streaming. It was about 9 months ago. I had somebody who told me that the reason they were in my community was because I had the ally hashtag or the stream tag. And they said that meant a lot because I can go find LGBT streamers, but the fact that I found somebody who wasn't in the community but supported the community and welcomed me, and I could find that as a safe space, that's why I'm part of your community.
Aww.
And to me, I was like, that's what I want. I want a place where people feel like they can be them and find friends. I don't need you to be me. I don't need you to reflect me. I don't need you to emulate me. I want you to be you, but have a space where you're good doing that. That's a great community. And they've been ridiculously helpful and supportive and generous over the last 2.5 years. So I just need to keep doing that. But really, I would like to have this as a full-time career. I would like to have this as a place where we're creating opportunities for others. And that's one of the reasons I created Rise Above. I wanted Rise Above to be a place where people could realize their dreams instead of just growing somebody else's.
Yeah, makes sense. Can you share any lessons that you have learned from any of your failures or mistakes?
My list of failures and mistakes gets substantially longer every day. Because, and I don't mean that as a negative. I treat negative experiences, or I should say, I treat experiences that others might view negatively, I treat them as educational. So I look at something where it's like, you know what, I was wrong about that. So where do I go now? What is the right way that I should do this, or the better way that I should do this? So, one of them recently, especially as a content creator, is I'm learning more from experienced individuals. I'm learning from Twitch partners. I'm learning from YouTube partners. I'm learning from company executives at YouTube or Livespace or Twitch or wherever. I'm sort of learning what the process of becoming a big streamer, whatever you want to define that as, what that kind of looks like. And it's taught me that some of the initial sort of preconceptions or assumptions that I made from things that I've observed, they might not have been complete. And so a lot of what I'm picking up is, for example, when I was at TwitchCon, I asked a lot of Twitch partners, I'm sure they hated me at the end of the event, but it was, hey, why, as somebody who is a Twitch partner, tell me, why should I be a Twitch partner? And that can be an uncomfortable question. I think we would all understand. It's like, why should I be you? That's kind of an odd thing to answer. So yeah, I had a table full of Twitch partners. It was a really cool session that I got to go to, but there was 4 Twitch partners at the table, I think it was. And I asked them that question, and all 4 of them were silent for like 20 seconds. They were just sitting there, and I said, yeah, exactly. The crickets were loud. But they were sitting there and they were going, well, and I think that their hesitation was twofold. I think part of it was because we had just finished talking about how Twitch partners had lost a lot of benefits. This was the first TwitchCon that Twitch partners had to pay to go to. Previously, Twitch partners got free tickets.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, right? Cool perk. So I was talking to them. Yeah, they used to have. And so I would talk to them about things like that. And then my question after laying out all of the things that they had lost, including 70/30, they had lost the tickets, they had lost a bunch of features. And I said, so what's the incentive to be a Twitch partner? From their eventual answers, I got real results, which was, first of all, if you are looking for things like brand deals, and I don't mean, and I'm not saying this to discredit what anybody does because I have done them, but there's a difference between a brand deal and something you get from Stream Elements.
Yeah.
Those are two different worlds.
Yes.
And they were talking about, they were like, yeah, when you get a brand deal, having the Twitch partner badge is a big deal. They look for that level of recognition. They look for that level of hard work. And I think we can all agree, if you're a content creator, becoming a Twitch partner is hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was learning those kinds of things where I could make an assumption based on what I'd seen or what I'd learned. I can kind of gather an opinion on it, but to hear it from the source changes my perspective a little bit. And I was wrong in my initial assumptions. So it's things like that, the role of a follower. What does a Twitch partner look like? What does Twitch do? I've had really great conversations with Twitch executives that have taught me things that I was wrong about. And they're like, no. Here's how we view trust and safety. This is how we view technology. This is how we view our relationship with Amazon. There's all kinds of those moments where I knew certain things, but it might not have been a complete picture, and I needed to be open to, get more of those pieces of the puzzle. So there's a lot of things we can learn.
Yeah. What advice would you give to someone who wants to start streaming?
That answer has actually changed in the last month. So the joking answer, sort of the fun answer, is don't do it. Yeah, exactly. I will typically avoid answering that question until they answer some questions, and the first question they have to answer is, why do you want to? Yeah. Because you're going to have people who want to stream because they want people to watch them play video games. Valid answer.
Yeah.
You're going to have people who want to stream because they are passionate about the kind of content they want to create. And again, streaming and content creation are overlapping, but they're not always the same thing. So you may get somebody who wants to be more of a YouTube content creator, and maybe they're making long form pre-recorded videos, but then they're like, well, maybe I should just start streaming. And it's like, okay, but let's understand that streaming may teach you some things, but that's going to be a lot of time without a lot of incentive.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of it gets into the, why do you want to do it? And then I can answer your question about, what, but the advice has to be based on their goals, because anything else, and it's either based on my wrong assumption or their incorrect, incentive to do it. But I think once they tell you, I want to stream because, then I can give advice.
Which is actually ingenious, because if they can't answer that question, then they need to go do some figuring out. Because you can't, 100%. Whether you want to be a professional, long-term successful career streamer, or whether you just want to have fun, make a small community, whatever your goal is, if you're not certain what your goal is, you're going to have a hard time getting there. You're going to stumble a lot and try and figure that out.
It's really hard to navigate to some place if you don't know where the place is.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, all of us are a good example. Everybody just here tonight, different full-time versus part-time.
Yeah.
IRL versus VTuber. Gaming versus, woodworking, or, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
If we don't know those parts first, and you don't have to have all the answers on day one, but you at least have to understand some of the fundamentals, like how much time are you going to put into this? I had somebody, who applied to Rise Above, and they had no clue. They just knew that they could push go live. And really the reason they wanted to become a streamer was because it was easy. And I said, yes, it is easy, but is your goal to make money? Is your goal to entertain people? Is your goal to connect with friends? Because those are three radically different paths. And when you tell me what your goal is, I can then tell you, okay, then here's my experience. Here's where I think you can start. Here's where I think you can learn more. Here's where I think you might want to talk to other people. But until I know that, anything I tell you could be really bad advice.
That's true. So, if you could change 3 things about streaming, the platform, chat culture, expectations, what would they be?
God, are we talking like utopian? I get whatever I ask for.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Well,
Pretty
this is
much.
just kind of like a dream sequence thing.
Um, I think the first and the most important is a little. I mean, really is kind of like pie in the sky utopia idea. Um, I would love for the audience to be. I don't want to say less anonymous, but I would love to say more real.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of people do a lot of things because we don't know it's them.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
I would love for the audience to be more human and more compassionate.
Yeah.
I think that if we could change that dynamic, I think that, and like I said, I have been very blessed because, quite honestly, I have seen the terrible side of this industry. I have been very blessed with the community that I do have around me because these are compassionate, knowledgeable, caring. Um, I mean, from what I see, they are decent humans, and they've gravitated to this community, which I love. But I think we've all seen terrible. We've all seen really
Bizarre.
okay with bizarre. I'm not okay with bizarre at the expense of other people.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I
I
like
don't.
I like a bit of silly randomness.
Yeah, I've got no problem with how strange somebody wants to be. I have a problem when they either ostracize people for not being their version of strange,
Yeah.
and
Mm.
I have a problem with people who try to force their strange on others.
I'd like
Yeah.
more of chat reminding us that they're human by making sure that they look at everyone else like they're human.
Sure, yeah, I could go with that. And that's the thing. We're a whole industry based on fake usernames, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like there are characters. I'm very upfront with my community. They will know nothing about my private life, outside of the few like I've given a couple of details, but it's because my son and my wife, they didn't sign up to be famous because of me. They have their own lives to lead, and I've got jobs, I've got employees, I've got people that I have to protect, and they didn't sign up for what I signed up for. So I keep certain things private. And like I said, this is an entire industry based on fake usernames.
Yes.
So there is a level of anonymity, but what I don't like seeing is when the anonymity strips out the humanity.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
so
have to agree.
yeah, if I could change one utopian, perfect world thing, I would love to see more of our positive humanness come through. I would also like to get an endorsement from Liquid Death. That's about it. We're good.
Yeah, Death wants that too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That's pretty much my list is more humanity and sponsorship from Liquid Death. We're good.
Yeah. I love Liquid Death. Yeah, we get it all the time.
Okay, well then definitely retweet my tweet, do everything you can, get me that sponsorship because I'm working my ass off to get it.
Yeah, see, Death is in the chat now, freaking out.
Yeah, look at Liquid Death. I know, right? It's a total thank you, Captain Havoc. He's like, I knew he'd find a way to throw that in there. 100%.
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for it.
I'm doing everything. I've emailed them, I've DM'd them, I've got their contact details. They reached out to me via it's cool, but we don't have a deal yet. I just need the deal.
Yeah.
So anyways.
So, how do you stay motivated and productive?
Oh God. Okay, so this is probably not going to be a popular answer, but I really get motivated because I have another creative idea. And I know, trust me, I understand. I've been a creative for most of my life. I understand, writer's block or whatever it may apply to, but I haven't yet in my 2.5 years. I haven't run out of things that I want to do tomorrow. And so it really is just like, okay, I need to get through this one. Because the other problem, and I think a lot of content creators face this, is we can kind of do some version of analysis paralysis where we're looking for, how do I make my product perfect?
Oh, yeah.
At some point, we have to just say, it's not perfect. It's good. I'm releasing that because I have to get to the next thing.
Oh, felt.
Yeah. That was my thing. I literally just released a YouTube video about a week and a half ago. It's been very successful, but I spent forever trying to edit it into perfection. And I finally realized, I was like, no, this is killing everything else. Like, I've got other stuff I want to do. And just that kind of inspiration is great. The other thing from the flip side of that inspires me is, as I said, my community is wonderful. The PJ Party is a great group of people. They send me suggestions. They're like, Jug, you should do this. And I'm like, oh, I should. That's a great idea. So I have external inspiration as well, which is kind of nice.
Can you share any memorable streaming experiences you might have had, funny or wild?
Okay, so earlier you asked about things that I may have gotten wrong or learned from. When I first started streaming, I was a Sea of Thieves streamer. Great game, lots of fun. Met some great people, including Rise Above co-founder Mother Nocturna and Bloodtide Gaming.
Oh, hell yeah.
We all met on Sea of Thieves. So there's a Sea of Thieves streamer, and I'll mention his name because there's a YouTube video about it. I published this. There's a Sea of Thieves streamer named Happy Feets. He's a Twitch partner. He's a Sea of Thieves partner. He's probably partnered with brands, whatever. He's a big streamer. And I would watch his streams every once in a while. I don't watch a lot of partners because I would prefer to support smaller streamers. But I've watched this guy every once in a while, and we ended up meeting in game. When I watched him on stream, I thought he was the biggest asshole. I was just like, he's cocky. He's way over energy. Like I didn't like watching him. Met him in game, and he was live. Like, he was live. I was live. There was like 5 of us in this group that were all live at the time. And we met with him. He was the nicest guy. He was just so cool. And like, he went out of his way. Like, I mean, he crushed us, by the way, in terms of skill level. He destroyed us. So it was a lot of fun. Like, we were like, oh my God, we're getting killed by Happy Feets. This is great. So, but anyway, so we met him in game, and like, he hung around, and he was like, oh yeah, you guys want a picture? No problem. Because we were asked, like, somebody on my crew was like, hey, can we get a picture with you? I was like, dude, you're fanboying. Shut up.
Cool. Be cool.
Yeah, I was like, dude, be cool, man. But anyway, so like, he was like, yeah, sure, no problem. Let us sell, we're going to go sell all of our stuff. And then, yeah, we'll hang around. And he did. He hung around. He waited for us. He could have done other shit, but he hung around, and we went, and, he took photos with us. We had a little conversation afterwards, and you can go find this on my YouTube channel. It basically says what I thought I knew about Happy Feets was wrong. So it was that kind of a streamer moment where I was able to do this live. I met the guy live. I learned my lesson live. But it's those kinds of things where you see that maybe what you thought was real wasn't.
Yeah.
The other has been sort of on the less glamorous side, is how difficult it is to maintain a stream. And I don't mean like I don't mean like your fans or anything like that, but I mean like the technical part. Literally just maintaining a stream online with all the different software and apps and people, and it's just like, okay, I've got 82 things that can break, and I know that 12 of them work. What the hell?
The S in streaming stands for scuff.
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
And just all the different platforms that want to talk to each other and don't want to talk to each other and make you pick sides. And it's just like, okay, I literally just want to talk to people and have a good community. Please let me do that. And it's so hard. I had no
I just real quick, we were trying to play the new Ghostbusters game with Nocti like last night, and it took like 40 minutes to get 3 people into a game together.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for the hydrate and stretch.
This is my second interview of today. The first one, the technical problems were so significant, and we were all cool about it. There was a panel of us. We were all cool about it, and we kept telling the host, we were like, look, just take your time. Your audience is still here. Literally, he was offline, but we were talking to them in chat because, we were like, hey, don't go anywhere. We're going to figure this out. 45 minutes into this, we realized this is not getting figured out. There is a hardware problem.
Oh.
And, it was so rough because for him as the host and the streamer, he's like, I want to make a good product. I've got guests, blah, 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 blah. And it was like, this is out of your control.
Yeah.
We're going to move on and we're going to reschedule this. But it's those kind of things where, like I said, the barrier to entry to be a streamer is very, very low. The barrier to entry to be a successful streamer is very, very high.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It is.
And that's one of those skills right there, knowing when to call it, knowing when to reschedule or when to just try and fix it a little bit longer.
Yeah. Oh my. Okay. Yes. So that was, like I said, there was a panel of us. So there were 3 guests and then there was the host. And it was such a wonderful professional moment because we all, within about 5 seconds of each other, we all realized this is where we call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It got
nice.
to that point where we had all been there. We had all struggled. We had all suffered some sort of, calamity that we couldn't solve. And we were all kind of like, all right, nobody's mad. We're good. We'll just do it a different day. So
I think that's one of the most beautiful parts of being a streamer is that like you go to do a collab and stuff happens. Stuff always happens.
Yeah.
And like everyone's always understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had this one moment where this was the team before Rise Above, and we had organized this really big collab on Sea of Thieves. There was like 20, I want to say 24 people that we were literally trying to fill a Sea of Thieves server. And we had all of our guests, we had all of our collab partners, we knew everything. But in order to do this, for those who are unfamiliar with Sea of Thieves, in order to have that sort of a private server, a Sea of Thieves partner has to set up the room. They're the only ones with access. I was the one communicating with the Sea of Thieves partner. She backed out 2 days before.
Oh.
Ooh.
And we were like, are you telling me we have to go find another Sea of Thieves partner that is willing to be available on that day and set up a server for? Are you out of, like, we got burned because this person's ego was, well, I'm a little too important for this.
Oh.
That was a hard moment. That was
Yeah.
there was some frantic typing on a keyboard going, okay, first of all, the FU message goes to the partner.
Right.
And then all the crying messages go to the collab partners because we're like, we don't know how to get through so we've had those moments, but in terms of like like you said, things that are lessons learned and struggles and all of that, there's no shortage.
I was going to be like, emotes in chat. Who has had to do the frantic? Who's available on this day? Who's available tomorrow to fill in? Like, we've all done it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's rough, but you get through those things, and hopefully, like I said, I view those moments as educational. What did I learn from that? What can I apply to be better? And then for me, because like I said, I've created a content creation team. What can I share with others so that maybe they don't have to go through that exact scenario,
Right.
and they can learn from the crap that I already dealt with. And it's like, cool, this is how hopefully you avoid it. You're going to learn the lesson, but maybe not the hard way.
So, next question. Do you feel like you're different on stream than off stream, and if so, in what ways?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's for the benefit of the audience. So I don't think I've ever lost sight of this. My goal is to entertain them.
Yeah.
And for, like for friends, like I said, we've kind of talked about this earlier, for friends that I might be sitting across a dinner table from, my goal is not to entertain them the entire meal. But when I am streaming for 3 to 4 hours, my goal is to be entertaining for 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
I am very cognizant of and respectful of the fact that this is a group of people who, it could be one person, it could be 100 people, whoever's in chat. They're there with an expectation to receive an entertaining show from me. So for me to say, well, I'm just going to play video games and you're watching, that's not my goal of content creation. So I need to be on for 3 to 4 hours. I need to flip that switch. And like I said, how do you fill those, 10 minutes of grinding in a game that may not be the most entertaining game in the world now, okay, it's got to come from me.
Yep.
So am I different? Absolutely. But it's because I respect the audience that has very, very generously and sometimes wrongly shown up to my channel. And they're like, yeah, this looks entertaining. And I'm like, okay, here I go. That's my job. That's my role. And I don't think it's wrong for them to expect that. I don't think that's a negative. I think that is absolutely fair from them. They are tuning in to a program.
And there are hundreds of thousands that like they can go anywhere and they choose to spend their time here. Yeah.
Yeah, they could go anywhere. And I'm especially cognizant of that for people that are mods in my channel. I mean, those are people not only who are watching me, those are people who have said, I'm also going to volunteer time to help protect this community. Like, to me, I'm just like, okay, you've blown my mind with your level of giving. So I really want to make sure you get something great. So yeah, am I different on stream? Yes. And it's because the audience has a different expectation and I respect what they're looking for. When I don't respect it is when they expect me to stream only for them. When you get those, when you get those viewers who come in, like, talk to me in chat, read my message in chat, do what I ask you to do in chat. I'm like, okay, clearly you don't know who I am in real life because you can't afford my hourly rate. So, if you want to pay me, buddy, you're going to pay me. But right now you're part of an audience and I'm here to entertain the audience, not 200 members of the audience.
Yeah.
So I think that, but like I said, I absolutely respect that they show up to find entertainment or humor or comfort or compassion or whatever they're there for. I'm cool with all of that because I think that is what I signed up to do for them.
What is?
Do you disagree? Hang on, I'm curious. Like, do you see it a different way? Are you the same on stream as off stream?
A lot.
What? Everybody was talking over each other.
Sorry.
No. My question is really, are you the same on and off? And it's interesting, especially for Mizmar, because you are a VTuber.
Yeah.
How do you view yourself as intentionally being different online, or do you try to be the same person?
Honestly, I feel like I am more myself through VTubing, and
okay.
When I'm not streaming, my walls go back up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's not uncommon.
Yeah. I'm able to be myself while streaming, and offline I'm way more shy. I'm soft spoken. I'm not as lewd as I am, on here.
Okay.
I mean, if you were, that's none of my business.
I know, but I don't want to make those. I've almost actually, thanks to VTubing, I have found myself in a situation where I've been somebody said something slightly sussy, and I almost came back with something that was nope, nope, stop, Mizmar, no,
too far.
You can't let the AOs become reflexive. You gotta watch
right?
that shit.
AO, what? Oh, oops.
AO. Okay, I and that's one of the things that I recognize and respect about VTubing is that it gives a lot of people who may not be that open or may not be that forthcoming. It gives them an opportunity to do it, and I think that's great.
Yeah, and it's been very liberating. I actually
yeah, good word.
I had a moment when I first started out, I would laugh, and every time I would ask myself, why am I laughing like that? I felt like
Ooh.
I felt like my laugh was fake, and I kept telling myself, why am I laughing like that? And then one day I realized I wasn't fake laughing. That's my real laugh, and I've been fake laughing for a long time. And it made me cry.
Wow. Yeah, that's a powerful moment for you.
It was.
To have with yourself.
It was. I told my chat at the time too, like this discovery I made, and I made them cry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, quite plainly, I bet you, I would imagine you could relate to the fact that a lot of people in your chat felt that.
Yeah, they did.
A lot of them were probably like, yeah, I've done that. I've been there.
Yeah.
See, that's a cool thing. That's where we get to bond with communities and our fans. It's when you have those moments.
And now Death is in there, like, she fake laughs to my jokes. She admitted it.
You know what we could do? I mean, you are the streamer. I mean, you're the streamer, and obviously Vincent's a mod too. You could just ban Death from the rest of the conversation.
He's a mod. We can't ban him.
You can ban mods. It's doable.
Oh, no, you can't time them out. Yeah. Well, the problem is that actually causes a fair amount of difficulty because it'll put him on a banned list, and other people that have the connected banned list will actually he won't be able to talk in their things either.
Right.
There's a whole interconnected web.
Do you and I share ban lists?
No, but I do with Noxy, Voldy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like I've sent anybody who is a member of Rise Above, I send them the friend the ban request list. So maybe we do.
Maybe we do. Recently, I went through and accepted them all.
I can't literally. I could. Oh God, I would find that so entertaining if Death shows up in my chat and he gets the little border around his name that says, suspicious.
He knew. He fucked
he
up.
fucked up. Yeah.
Even the guest is like, ban Death. Yep.
That would be. Oh man, that would be so awesome. He's like, hey Juggy, and I'm like, oh, this person's suspicious. Okay, bouncers, pay attention. This guy named Death by Gods. Yeah.
So anyway, seems sus.
Yeah, exactly.
I wanted to chime in real quick. I have always said that I think everybody, no bards, everybody, generalization, is different on stream than off stream. But that's like, it just seems like common sense to me because like I'm different at school than I am at work. I'm different at home than I am at the grocery store. Like you have small, subtle shifts in who you are. Your core doesn't change. I think, yeah, I'm going to try and be more entertaining on stream because that's what I'm there to do. And if I'm playing games by myself, I'm going to be a lot more reserved and quiet because presumably I'm not just telling jokes to myself for no reason.
Sure, let's presume that. Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that everyone is a little different. And there are definitely people out there that are liberating or discovering or growing as a person because they're having the freedom to do that with an avatar. Mm-hmm. And then there are people that like I try to be very honest and open and true to who I am while streaming, but I resonated earlier with what you said because I have a girlfriend who lives with me, which is not something that a lot of people know because she didn't agree to become a public figure like I did.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I acknowledge her, but I don't give a lot of information out because that's not what she wants.
There you go.
You know? And I just, yeah, that's it. I don't know. Don't know where that was going.
No, I mean, I completely understand what you just talked about. But to relate it to, like Mizmar and Death and my son is a VTuber. He's not an IRL streamer. And he loves the opportunity that VTubing allows him. Because it allows him to show a face online. Because he is a minor, so I won't let him show his face online. But it also allows him to, create a character. It allows him to create a personality that he can project. So I think that's, like I said, I respect it and I recognize it. I'm not a VTuber. I will never be a VTuber. That's not the kind of content that I personally relate to in terms of what I want to do. But what it serves for the community and what it contributes to the general world of content creation, I think VTubing and other similar things with avatars and whatever, it serves such a vital role in the community. I love the fact that it exists.
Absolutely. I think a lot of people can learn a lot about themselves and their own principles by being someone else for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You can adopt and you can also explore yourself. Like you said, you can learn something about yourself. So things that are similar about me in person, like IRL, it's not IRL like I'm part of the clan or anything. Like IRL, I absolutely support the same things. I am an ally in the real world. I try to create welcoming environments in my company. I try to create welcoming environments with friends. Those parts of it are 100% a reflection of who I am IRL. But typically, I don't talk for 4 hours straight when I'm, by myself or with friends.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can have people that have watched my content. I don't stop talking for 4 hours. It just, I'm sorry, you came there to be entertained, so I will sing, I will dance, I will talk, I will complain about a game, I will praise a game, but I'm not going to sit there and be quiet. You could literally turn the show off and get the same results if you just wanted a quiet streamer.
True.
So just turn Twitch off, and all of a sudden you've saved some bandwidth, but you got the same result. So, kind of works.
Death says, "Don't stop, won't stop."
Exactly. Yeah. I'm gonna keep talking. Anyways.
What are some strategies you use to handle stress or pressure?
Ooh, I'm a terrible person to ask that to. I've literally been hospitalized by it. So when I say that I'm the wrong person to ask, I mean it. What I've tried to do is I create content that I enjoy. And I don't mean that to be like the typical thing, like, well, just play what you love and you'll always be successful. No, that's not the case. Sometimes you have to do shit that is not enjoyable. But I do try to find outlets that are outside of whatever I'm doing. So one of the things that I'll try to do, and I adopted this with my IRL job years ago, if I find myself getting into a really negative space, almost without question, I will drop whatever I'm doing and go take a walk.
That's a good idea.
I mean, yeah, kind of fundamental, just kind of rudimentary stuff, but literally just I need to get out of here and not look at what I'm doing, talk about what I'm doing. I'm going to go stare at some trees for a while.
I've had to do a fair amount of mediation, and sometimes you have to look at both parties and be like, we're just going to 10 minutes, and then you guys can come back when we can talk.
100%. Yes. That's, it's taking those breaks, I think, is really important. I was having a conversation with a streamer yesterday about 12-hour streams. And he told me later that he was kind of making a joke about it. He doesn't do 12-hour streams. But, what I would tell, for example, a content creator is if you're sitting and playing a game or doing something like that for 12 hours, that's not a healthy 12 hours.
No.
You really need to cut that off a lot earlier than you think you do. And I don't just mean like mentally healthy, like physically. Sitting in a chair for 12 hours is not a good way to spend time.
It's true.
You've got to take breaks.
I think people that do 12-hour streams would agree with you.
Well, funny enough, I've learned that from partners. Like I said, I have a lot of conversations with partners, online, offline, in person, whatever. And I have these conversations and I'm like, so, you see people that are grinding for like 24 hours and they're like, you know what, for a subathon, that's a different thing. Yeah. But if you think that if you think hours 9 through 12 are going to somehow produce different results than hours 5 through 8, you're wrong. It's not going to. You're going to hit
What's the definition of insanity?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, and plus, what audience member is there for 12 hours? None of them. You don't have somebody watching you for 12 hours. They'll be there for 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 hours, but you're not going to have somebody dedicating a half a day to you.
There's a slight argument. I don't think it's enough to validate, but there's a slight argument for the people that are going to bed when you start and the people that are waking up when you're ending. But I don't think that it's enough to justify putting your body through that.
Yeah.
No, not at all. Especially that's a good distinction is, are you doing this consistently or are you doing this for something like a subathon? But you're right. If you're doing this all the time, then no. Just don't do it. But that's a very stress-inducing thing because you literally, like I talked about, you have to be on for 12 hours. That's mentally taxing.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I could, not even for like a subathon thing.
it's vocally taxing, just physiologically. You can ask any medical professional, they will tell you talking for 12 hours is not good for your throat, your vocal cords, your lungs, your mouth, your nose, your ears. It's not healthy. You've got a
Shoulders, knees and
headset
toes,
on.
knees and toes.
Yeah, so anyways, to get back to that point is you've got to separate, take a break for whatever amount of time you need to get to a better place. I do the other thing that I really try to do, especially now that I'm making content professionally, is maintaining physical health offline.
Oh yeah.
What are you doing for dieting? What are you doing for drinking? The hydration. What are you doing for sleep? Because if all of those things are suffering, at some point it's going to impact your content.
Oh yeah.
Literally, Dougie said sleep, and every single one of us was just like,
Right?
What's that?
Trust, I get it.
Right.
It was a week and a half ago. I pulled a 23-hour day.
Oof.
I fully understand, and that was IRL job stuff. But it's those moments where that's not a healthy thing. That's not a long-term thing, and you need to take care of yourself because forget the fact that your content will suffer. Fuck that. Who cares? The more important thing is that your career gets a lot shorter if your life does too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's not like the joke about, well, if I can't eat tacos, then why live? It's a very different, it's like, okay, but if you're not able to make content, then who cares about the content you made?
Right.
So yeah, you gotta take care of yourself. And that's a great way to deal with the stress of content creation or the stress of your IRL if your content creation is your outlet.
Yeah.
That's the flip side of it, is for a lot of people, the content creation is that break from IRL. I think a lot of psychologists would say that that's not healthy either. That, try to solve what the problem is IRL. But you got to give yourself the break. You got to take care of your health. Do those things that allow you to be in a good mental place, and that's going to improve your content quality.
Absolutely. What's a comfort that you can't go without?
Liquor. No, sorry.
It's not the first time we've heard that today.
Nope.
Yeah, I know. I heard it and I was like, shit, I'm gonna copy that answer because I got fucking channel point redeems. Okay, like, you can actually make me drink it. Did you say comfort I can't live without?
Can't go without.
Can't go without. Okay, I knew I heard that wrong. A comfort I can't go without.
Liquid death. Call me.
Right? Liquid death. I think it ties into your last question. I think it's taking a break.
That's
Sometimes
good.
the comfort is being able to hit the off button.
Yeah. That's acceptable. I like it.
It becomes very hard. The on gets harder without the off.
Yeah. Yes.
And sometimes and that can work in reverse. Like sometimes the break from the IRL job is knowing that I'm about to go surround myself with 200 people that are going to watch me play a game, and we're going to be talking about the game. Like, sometimes that's the off, sometimes, but again, find that off, and that's the comfort.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. What's a favorite redeem that you have in your chat?
Liquor. Sorry, wrong answer. There's one. So, quite honestly, the liquor redeems have actually been a lot of fun. Because they don't get me drunk. Like it really is just sort of a feature of the channel. But one of the things that I really enjoy is this became a thing a long time ago, like early in my streaming career. I turned the Jebaited song into a redeem, and I danced to it.
Oh.
The audience loves that. We have mutual friends who will fight over who gets to play that first and screw me up. So yeah, just having those kinds of things, but Really, yeah, I really do. I think it's just the ones that the communities enjoy the most. And that's one of the reasons actually that I created about 2 months ago. I created a suggestion box in my Discord. I wanted to know, what does the community want? Like, what do you guys want to see me do or hear me do or whatever? Typically it's the ones that they like the most or the ones that I enjoy because it gets the best reactions.
Yeah.
I see.
Do you have one? Do you have a favorite that I could steal? I mean, that I could learn from?
Well, there's the Be My Kitty redeem.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's cringy.
That won't be coming to my channel, but I get you. Okay.
What's a favorite redeem in other people's chats?
Oh, man. See, this is where I kind of nerd out though, because like the ones I really enjoy in other people's chats are the ones that I hadn't thought of.
Mm-hmm.
I love seeing how creative people get. Like Mizmar, you and I, we have a mutual friend, Chappie. He doesn't have a hydrate command. He has a beat the heat.
Oh.
It's kind of like, okay, cool. A little bit of a better name. Maybe not as applicable in January for the Northern Hemisphere, but whatever. There's a friend of ours, Captain Morgan. He's got a really cool redeem where you can actually silhouette him in neon, and it's mobile. Like he moves and the silhouette moves with him.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's a really cool effect that he learned. And then the cool thing was he introduced me to the guy who built it. He introduced him to me at TwitchCon. And I was like, I love this thing. Like, how did you come up? And so, we've talked about that, and now I follow the guy and I see all the other stuff he does. In terms of like other just unique redeems, there's one that this is from our friend Mr. Jinxie. He actually has one where people can redeem a daily gift basket, and it will give them a randomized result of something that is kind of themed to his channel, like certain things that are pretty continuous. But I love the fact that people can just do that check-in, and it's not like my channel where it literally is just a tap this and you're one of the first 5 people to tap it. They get a reward for it. It's just kind of cool. Like I said, I love going into a channel that is really unlike my own and seeing what they're doing to engage with the audience, because without that engagement, I don't have as much fun. I love seeing how they connect with people. So, really, it can be very, very creative.
Yeah. Are there any games that you're excited for?
So I could ask for clarification, games that aren't out yet or games I haven't played yet?
Either one, I find that acceptable.
It did just come out, but I was really excited about City Skylines 2. We don't really have a lot of great city simulators, so it's a very technical thing, and I love that. The single player version of my lead game, my Star Citizen game, they're coming out with a single player version that has been in development for about a decade, and it has like Mark Hamill, Gary Oldman, like it's a superstar cast, and they've been working on this game for a decade. So a lot of us are expecting it to come out in 2024.
That's the one I was getting this one confused with.
Okay, yeah. So the single player, which is called Squadron 42, that's supposed to be coming out, we think, next year. But the one that I play is their sort of, multiplayer. We're just going to feed the beast and keep the audience happy. So keep building this thing. So yeah, so that's going to be a huge one, and I'm really looking forward to that. A game that is out that I would love to play and I just haven't, and it's partially because everybody says that I would really enjoy it, and that's Baldur's Gate 3.
That's a popular answer today.
Yeah, haven't touched it. So
Same.
I would like to. I'm not really sure it's going to be my vibe, but the fact that so many people are enjoying it as a game and the storytelling and all the things you can do with it, I would love to at least explore that.
Right.
Anything you would recommend? Anything I should be looking for?
For you? No?
For anybody. I don't care. You can list anything and I'll probably be interested in it.
Oh. Shit. Um,
I don't know about that one.
Is that a PC title?
no. Dragon's Dogma 2 comes out soon. Yeah, that one.
I'll tell you what. I'm interested in the name. Sounds interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I have, to be fair, I do know what that one is. I have seen trailers and whatnot for it, and it does look like it's going to be pretty good.
Of course, it says Age of Wonders 4. Okay, I could see that one being good. Yeah.
Yeah. The next question.
Vincent, anything? Hold on, Vincent has an answer. Vincent just laughed at our answers.
Oh, okay. That's true. That's true.
Okay, well, now I feel like an ass. No. I am kind of in a I'm kind of in a weird slump right now because a lot of the I'm finding a lot of the games that are coming out are just not as polished as I would want them to be. So what I end up doing is I wait like a year after they've been released until they actually get fixed. And then I get excited for them. So like games that are releasing right now aren't even on my like radar, and I'll be excited for them like 8 months from now.
Okay, that makes sense. I was stoked. Obviously, it did come out, and I play it on stream with Starfield. I was really, really excited to get an entirely new sci-fi space IP. Just to have something brand new that wasn't a sequel, an offshoot, whatever. I was really, really stoked about that. And I think they delivered a great game. I think that the typical community response of giving it like a 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 is fair. But I still think it was a really great game. I've had a lot of fun playing it and exploring it. I think the visuals are gorgeous. But I've played that now, so I can't really make that part of the answer.
Have you ever tried Crab Champions?
Oh, stop it. Stop it.
Because I've been playing it a lot.
Yes, I know. I just saw you do it with Red Riot and Valdrosa.
I know. It was fun.
Oh my god. I literally tuned into the channel, and I didn't type this in chat, but I was like, how long do I stay? This is the what the hell am I watching?
It was fun.
I mean, literally a bullet hell.
It was so cool because I was sitting there and I was like, I'm not literally, I need to like myself more than this. What am I doing? And then I'm sitting there watching you guys play and I was like, okay, this is actually kind of fun.
Right?
This is kind of cool, right? So I sat and then I watched it until I had to, get back to work. But no, like I really enjoyed that. So that's kind of one of those fun surprises that you don't expect until somebody exposes you to it. And then you're like, oh, I would have hated this if it wasn't for somebody telling me.
Right.
Yeah.
I actually do want to be like, Starfield is actually on my I am excited for it, but for me it's still in the I am excited for it like 3-4 months from now.
You could probably, I would move that timeline up to today. They just released, they just released a patch that.
Oh, they got another patch out? Okay.
There was one headline that I saw, and I posted this in my Discord. I said, so do you agree? The headline was, the latest Starfield patch gives us the game we deserved when it launched.
Because I went through the whole thing of like being mad at games that don't release, polished. Yep. And I'm just like, you know what? What does that serve to do, though? Like, does that benefit me in any way?
It might. I mean, it could if you're not going to enjoy it the way it is. But if you can find a way to enjoy it, then go for it.
I meant being mad at it doesn't really benefit me.
No, that doesn't benefit you. No. Avoiding it might benefit you, but being mad at it, no. It's an inanimate object. Move on in life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, anyways.
If you could play only one game forever, what would it be?
Star Citizen.
Okay, cool.
I mean, I don't say
anyone's answered.
I don't say that because I stream it. I don't say that because my community plays it. I say that because when our friend Bloodtide introduced me to it, I felt like I had found the game that should have been made for the last 30 years.
Ooh, okay.
I envy you. That's beautiful.
It is so ridiculously immersive and different and community oriented. I have never found, and I've been playing games longer than some people in chat have been alive. I've never seen a community like what I've found in Star Citizen. It really checked, and it's just visually gorgeous. It checks off all the boxes, and if somebody said, well, you got to pick, I'm like, great, that's the one, keep developing, let me know how it goes. It really is just a stunning game.
3 games you're really enjoying right now.
Star Citizen. Liquor. No, sorry, that was the other answer. Really enjoying right now Star Citizen. God, what makes that top 3 right now? Red Dead Online.
Oh.
And World of Warships.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, 3 very different worlds.
Favorite movie?
I don't know. Oh God, I don't think I can answer that.
This is a hard one.
I mean, literally, like I could take something like I could take a Robin Williams title and love it for one reason, and then I could take something like Interstellar and love it for a different reason.
True.
I will say what the movie. I'm so slow to this one. I just started watching Avatar. I'm not going to say Avatar's a favorite title, but it's sort of those things where I really, really enjoy what James Cameron made. Everybody else watched it 20 years ago, but I'm just catching up.
Death says Star Citizen is his movie.
Is this movie? Yeah, exactly. Star Citizen and Liquor. I don't know, like a favorite movie.
I could hear him out there laughing.
Well, so can we. Yeah, we can hear it.
Damn.
And I'll go with a comedy movie. So a comedy movie that I could probably watch a million times and always enjoy it is Dogma.
Ooh, I love Dogma.
Yeah. Dogma is ridiculously fun. I love the wit behind it. I love the comedy of it.
Yes.
It's just Dogma's a ton of fun. Is it my favorite movie? Probably not, but it's one of those movies I could go back to, and like if I see it, if anybody ever played it on TV, which nobody does, but if anybody played it on TV, it's one of those things where you would just stop on that channel and just watch.
Yeah.
You know, I love a good Dogma film.
What about favorite show?
Oh, that would be. Okay, so I could give you a modern answer, and I could give you a show of the past answer.
Okay.
The modern would probably be a competition between Vikings and Game of Thrones. Of the past, it would be a competition between MASH and The Cosby Show.
Oh, okay.
For all of the things that Bill Cosby is now famous for, that show was still one of the best portrayals of family and positivity, and it was really the first to showcase in the way that it did. I'm not saying it was the first black family, but the way that it portrayed a black family was really the first, and it was controlled by, black producers, a black actor, black director. Bill Cosby built something legendary.
Oh yeah.
And for all of the things that have tarnished his reputation, deservedly now, what he did with that show at that time was really, really amazing. Yeah. And MASH did sort of the same thing, but for mental health later, for veteran support later. So and they were just ridiculously well-written shows.
Oh yeah.
So those would be my choices: modern and the shows of the past.
All right. So we've gotten to the end of the questions. Are there any questions from the audience?
It looks like MASH is popular. Okay, cool. All right, people are leveling up. This is good.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, that's funny. I just read the Streamlabs message as a question. I'm like, I'm a full-time streamer. What's the question?
I did the same thing. I'm a full-time streamer. Oh no, wait, that's Streamlabs.
Yeah, I thought this was somebody going to be asking you for advice, and I was like, oh, that's Ms. Mars' message. Never mind.
Yeah. Just ignore that.
Yeah, exactly.
What would you say to a streamer who is doing streaming more as a hobby, wanting to improve?
I would say, if you want to do it as a hobby, do not listen. Actively ignore anybody that gives you advice from a career perspective. Don't get sucked down that rabbit hole. Don't lose sight of your goals. Your goal is to do this as a hobby and to have fun. So you can literally do the thing that I tell professional content creators not to do, which is you can play whatever game you want. You can stream whenever you want. A professional content creator doesn't have that luxury.
Yeah.
We have to maintain schedules. We have to maintain certain things for audiences. We have to maintain certain things for just professional relations. But if you're doing this as a hobby, ignore anybody who gives you career advice and keep doing the things that you love. And please, for the love of God, read chat. That's it.
Yes. Read chat, please.
Yeah, just
Oh,
I don't
man.
care why you're streaming. Just read chat. Just pay attention to the people that are there. Otherwise, don't stream.
I'm in the hobby bracket, and I told this to Docty one day because she's talking about Rise Above, and I was like, I do this as a hobby, and that's why I was never shown any interest in Rise Above from like an application aspect. I think what you guys do is wonderful, and I think you guys do a great job of it. I'm just a dingus over here doing the funny dingus things,
and that's cool.
Yeah. That's fine.
You know, but that again, that's being real with yourself. You understand what the goal is. So to go back to that previous question, you can't give advice until you know where they're trying to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Death asks, do you use Ariel shampoo? Like, I don't know
It's
what
like
he's
the Little
asking.
Mermaid?
All that yeah, right?
Like the Little Mermaid?
I don't think Ariel washes her hair.
Like just salt water?
I was going to say she should, though,
awful.
because, salt water is very damaging to hair.
Right.
Right? She needs a good conditioner.
Okay, my only... You're right.
Dev asked a throwaway gag question, and we spend 30 minutes on hair care.
Wouldn't be the first time. That's literally right now. That's the number 2 product request I get from my audience is hair care products.
Oh
They're
my
like,
God.
make a shampoo, make a conditioner. I did a mock-up just for fun. Somebody thought it was real.
Oh my God.
People were like, "Oh my God, is it going in the
You're
merch
out here
store?"
trying to get Liquid Death. Maybe you should get a shampoo sponsor.
Never
gosh.
mind. I can't reveal what I am doing, but I am doing something.
Oh no.
I'm working. There's a thing. Yeah, shh. We'll talk about it later.
What? Okay, my only question may be too personal, but what color is your toothbrush? Pixie? What?
What? Where?
Pixie wants to know what color your
Where do you
toothbrush
see
is.
this?
It's up above now.
Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, KSP. Okay, so the funny thing is that actually has a streaming related answer.
Okay.
I had a sponsorship from Quip, the people that make electric toothbrushes and stuff. My chat got to pick the toothbrush that I ordered.
Oh.
I do a lot of interactive stuff with my chat. So typically, like if we're going into a game where there's a character creation, I work with chat to build the character. If one of my ships in Star Citizen, it's kind of a rare, like not all the ships are nameable, but one of the ships that I have, you can actually name in game. Like it gets printed on the JPEG on the side of the ship. It's something that appears to other players. I opened that up to my channels and I was like, great, we're going to run a tournament thing and you guys get to pick the name that goes on the ship. So when I had the deal from Quip, one of the things was I had to order my starter kit. People in chat got to pick my toothbrush. So it is black and silver because that is what the audience chose.
Ooh. Sounds fancy.
It does. Okay, I was asking to be a hecker, but that is lovely and you are a precious bean.
Proud to be a bean. Yeah.
Miss Mar, ask him
Um,
what he thinks
yeah.
of Paradox games.
The studio?
Yeah, I don't
Isn't
know.
that the studio, right? Paradox Studios? Or Paradox?
That is a studio that makes games.
Like,
Yeah.
I guess that.
Like, are we talking a specific title? Because don't they have more than one?
They said yes.
Like,
Hold on.
isn't that Mountain Blade? And
Well, that's City Skylines, but like they have more. Oh, they wait. Don't they do the Civilization? Let's see. Our games. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, they have Skylines. Oh, that's right. They also have Stellaris, Legacy of Persia. Oh, yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is the company I was thinking of. I think Paradox does a great job, and like I said, I was really excited about City Skylines too because I loved the original City Skylines. Um, they've had challenges like every other game studio for the last 5 to 10 years, but I think that they make a great product. I think that they needed to listen to a little bit more input from the audience on the last title, but that's okay. But no, I think Paradox has got some cool stuff, and they're not one of the major studios that has like huge AAA titles, so I love supporting indies.
All right.
okay, I know him from Mountain Blade. I love the Mountain Blade series.
Right? Yeah.
Any other questions, guys?
I love that Death said PJ shampoo. Try it now for silky floofiness.
I was ignoring it. I saw
That's
it
okay.
too.
I may have been the one that said we should ban Death, but I'll read Death's comments. It's okay.
Will he be playing Crab Champs?
No.
No.
No, you know what? Let me change that answer. I will play Crab Champs, not on my stream, but will gladly do it with friends.
Are you going to play Dead by Daylight with Miss Mar one day? Oh.
Yes.
Oh. Alright. Alright, I'm down.
Wait, Death wants to know what was my dinner?
What was your dinner?
So my dinner my dinner was a breast of pheasant in a cognac sauce with steamed vegetables, garlic mashed potatoes, and a bottle of red wine.
Damn.
Fancy. That's good.
I had mac and cheese.
I had barbecue chicken, pulled chicken sandwich. Ooh. Yeah, that was good.
Okay, yeah, that works. Yeah,
what
like that.
Is a good way to help keep track of chat for those that get locked into the game or what they are doing at the time?
Ooh, tough one. The honest answer is you have to change how you play.
Yeah.
I mean, you literally have to break yourself of the bad habit.
Yep.
There are things you can do where you have automated alarms. I mean, like literally, there are things you can do kind of off screen, maybe not off stream, but off screen. You could institute more things for chat to do that might wake you up, kind of like sleep streamers do this. They'll have things like sound alerts and stuff like that. So you can give your chat more ways to remind you that they're there. But quite honestly, especially if you're doing this for, part-time or full-time income, you really need to just change your habit. You got to change how you play.
Right. I actually, I tried out playing Smite on stream not that long ago, and yeah, I realized I can't stream that, because, I get hyper focused into the game and I can't read chat. I can't be, and I go quiet too, so I'm not being entertaining.
There are some games that you do just have to be like, this can't be a stream game for me.
Yeah.
True. 100% true. Yeah. It's and I have many friends who have made that decision on various games because they'll get into a puzzle or they'll get into a quest or whatever, and they lose all sight of chat. And I'm like, you're a pro streamer, right? They're like, well.
So, Sweet Cutie Kitten. Huh?
Wait, no, I was reading. I think the same thing you were.
Oh. Sweet Cutie Kitten says that they are confused as to why you play a variety of games, but you only play 2 games. They would like you to elaborate.
So, partial clarification on that is, I rarely play games off stream. So I'm talking about a lot of titles because I have played a lot of titles, but quite plainly, I have very little time to game if I'm not streaming it.
Right.
I have to prioritize my time. But I do make that conscious decision to only stream 2 games at a time. The biggest reason for that is professional. The biggest reason is because the more variety a streamer gets into, the harder it is to grow a community.
Yep.
And that is almost universally true. The only major exceptions to that, as harsh as this may sound, the only major exceptions to that are people who put on such a high level of energy entertainment that they could literally play solitaire and be entertaining.
Yeah.
You know, but I use my games to interact with chat. I'll ask my chat, like, hey, what should I do? Or, holy crap, I have no idea what I'm staring at. Somebody translate this for me. Like, what the hell am I doing? Like, I use the game as a way to interact, and that just, it becomes harder to grow a community because, quite plainly, somebody could follow me because I'm playing Star Citizen. If I don't play Star Citizen for another 2 weeks, they really don't have a reason to come back.
Yeah.
You know, so just for really professional reasons, it's just a matter of I've got to narrow it down so that my community knows what to expect when they get here.
Well, and like you're limited on time, and so you try to make a lot of stuff for your stream that allows people to interact with you via the game you're playing. 2 games you can maybe manage with the time. You start adding games to that. You start adding more redeems, other things you have to turn on and off when you're switching games.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good point. Yeah.
Are you a streamer that loves a super active chat and having lots of different conversations going on? Or are you more on the side of you decided a set of topics of conversation for that day?
As long as chat is positive and respectful, we can talk about as many things as we want at one time.
Gotcha.
I think as long as the vibe is still good, I will talk about cats, or I will talk about canaries, or I will talk about conundrums, or I will talk about confusion, or I really, it's like, hey, again, they're there to be entertained. I will guide that. I will try to structure it, but really it's, hey, if this is where chat wants to go tonight, let's go there. Let's have a good time.
Having been both a streamer and in chat, I couldn't imagine having a to-do list for like conversation topics, because chat's gonna go.
Yeah, chat will do what chat does.
As the streamer, you have control. You can set your rules and your boundaries, but the number of times that somebody in chat has said something kind of off the wall, but still within the bounds of what we can talk about, and we just find ourselves on a magical journey that I never would have thought about taking.
Yeah. We had a great, so last night was a great example of this, or 2 nights ago, whatever it was. Some night. We had a great thing where it suddenly, we were talking about favorite movies, similar to your earlier question. And we were talking about the difference between a science movie, a math movie, a science fiction movie, and just a thinking movie. Like what is an intellectual movie? And that, I mean, we talked about that for a good 10 to 20 minutes. I didn't prompt it. It's not like there was a poll in chat, it just kind of launched, but it totally fit with the vibe of the community. It allowed everybody to participate, and obviously, with my content, it fit in with the game we were playing. So there are ways that you can structure a conversation. There are ways that you can prompt a conversation. You could put up a cool question, up in a poll or a pinned post, or even as a go live notification. There's ways that you can do that. But I think if you try too much to keep it within boundaries, chat starts to feel like they can't have a conversation, and it's more like a test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
no, I'm totally cool with conversations going in a variety of directions. Again, as long as it's respectful of the natural flow of the conversation.
Yeah, I get you. All right, so the very last question that we have is your self-plug chance. So can you share with us any upcoming projects or collaborations you have?
So we have a collaboration coming up in Rise Above. We've got that coming up in December, so stay tuned for news on that one. I'm going to be doing my next fundraising stream. In fact, my last fundraising stream for 2023, I'm going to be partnering up with No Kids Hungry. We're going to be doing a fundraising stream for them. And then next year, I've got I think what are going to be my 4 fundraising streams. 2 of them are picked. But really, the most upcoming, the most pressing one right now is that I am taking all of next week off. And as part of my Thanksgiving celebration, I will be spending the entire week promoting other content creators. So I'm taking a step back from my own streams. I'm going to be promoting content creators who I think people need to get more awareness of, they need to see more of, people that have supported me. And I wouldn't be where I'm at today if other content creators didn't share their communities with me. So I'm going to take all of next week off, and I'm going to be talking about everybody else.
Aw. Well, could I get a shout out for Papa Juggernaut? I think Vincey's on it. Yep, there it is. And if
Kitten asked one question, which is an important one for content creators. Second time at TwitchCon, yay or nay? Do you recommend streamers to go? Supporters, fans, more? Second time and first time were both yays for me. They are ridiculously educational. You get to meet some amazing people that will teach you things that you may not get from a session. And whether you are a fan or a content creator, TwitchCon is a lot of fun to attend.
Yep, sorry I missed that.
Okay.
Alright, so if you're not following Papa Juggernaut, could you please give them a follow? They are awesome. And was there anything else you wanted to say before you go?
I want to thank you again for inviting me to do this. This has been a lot of fun. I know that you have really spent the creative time to build something that is entertaining with these interviews. So I wanted to recognize that. And like I said, just be grateful for being a part of it. Thank you for making me part of the night.
Absolutely. And I forgot to point this out. You're actually our first IRL streamer that we've had as a guest.
It's all uphill from here.
Yep. Thank you so much for joining us today.
I loved it. Thanks.
Thank you. Alright, so guys, let's see. Hang on. We are going to
Still
be
hanging.
Yeah, still hanging. I see you there. We're actually going to be raiding out, because I know I usually play games afterwards, but I have got a headache and I'm feeling a little under the weather, so I'm gonna just go ahead and go. But yeah, we're gonna go to the ending screen and raid out. I love you all. Please follow all of the wonderful people that were our guests today. Captain Mark, Makuto Nazo, Crimson the Freaka Joker, and Papa Juggernaut. Thank you so much. And I love you all, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Night.